Hey guys, and today we'll be finishing off the Cornetto trilogy by watching The World's End. Now, Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead have been fucking hilarious, amazing movies to watch for the past couple of days. And I thought, you know what, The World's End, let's fucking do this. Now, this came out in 2013, which is quite a while later after Hot Fuzz, which came out in 2007, I believe. I have no idea what to expect. I'm curious. I know it's the same guys pretty much from the first two films, so without further ado, let's motherfucking do this. So, three, two, one, go!
Dog, the mermaid, the beehive, the king's head, the hole in the wall, all before reaching our
Do you know what?
destiny.
I wouldn't be surprised if those are like real names for pubs. Wouldn't be surprised.
Our life would never feel this good again. And you know what? It never did.
That's a bit sad, actually. That's a sad truth, man. You have expectations of what life's going to be after high school, and it's, sometimes good, sometimes bad.
That's it, Chef. We had two children. Ooh, twice. Get you, fuck machine. We haven't changed, have we? What's he doing here? Andy. Why wouldn't Andy be coming? Well, I thought that after the accident. Not an issue. He is
What
in.
accident?
What we want to know is, are you? She's a fitness instructor. 26. Pedophile.
Duh.
Why are you here? Haven't you heard? We're getting the band back together. We like this for you to take your DMs off the sofa.
I just finished watching Sherlock on Netflix, and he's great in that too.
To tell you. What's that on for? 1.2 million. Fuck off.
Fuck off. 1.2 million. He seems very serious in this movie compared to the first two. Like in the other two, he's really goofy, but in this one, he's very serious. I like it.
That's a joke. 5 guys, 12 pubs, 50 pints, 60 pints. Steady on your fucking alky. I'm gonna drop to 60. This is the car you sold me in 1989.
It fucking looks it. Jesus Christ, it looks like shit.
Pretty much.
I would not go in that car. I would walk it.
Well then, let's get this
Same antique.
on the road show.
They're all think he's a tit. If it's like those three have like grown up. Those four have grown up, and he hasn't.
If it is a piss, it might be a little.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what Gary's doing? He's playing Need for Speed over there.
Fucking hasn't. If you notice about Simon Pegg though, he plays like three completely different. Like he has great range as an actor. Like in Hot Fuzz, he plays a fucking badass police officer, Nicholas Angle or Angel, and in this one, he plays a fucking crazy person. He lives in the past.
Tonight, we will be partaking of a liquid repast as we wend our way up the Golden Mile, commencing with an inaugural tankard in the first.
Look at everyone behind him. Everyone's like, why am I here?
Lady, for though we may return with a twinkle in our eyes, we will in truth be blind. Drunk. Crown and glory. Rather fitting. How's that? I'm Gary Dean. Well,
No one knows who he is.
Crown and glory is
This guy is delusional.
Peter's Abbas. We have 4 of those and a tap water. What?
A tap water.
I was drinking fucking rain.
Rain.
Plus in a lion eating some hummus. Doesn't make any sense. Yes, this is more like it.
It's the exact same pub.
Deja vu.
Yeah. I love every time they pour the beer, it's epic music, but when they pour the water, there's no epic music. Jesus, Gary, slow the fuck down, boy.
Hey, because she was in it, she wore those fishnet stockings and you got a big boner on stage. Jesus.
Tuh.
What happened to you?
Nothing, he stayed the same.
Nothing happened to me. I'm the same old Gary.
Exactly.
Said you want it?
Oh. Don't. Someone's already had that shit. Oh, you desperate fucker.
Oh, is that a thing now? Is it? It's always been a thing. Yeah. You don't need us to help you get fucked up. You have done a perfectly good job so far on your own.
Ooh.
I'm very sorry. And now it's time to go home.
Hmm.
So we were home.
Now I feel bad for him, man. God damn it. I can imagine there is people like that who live in the past after times in high school. Some people peak in high school, which is hilarious. And sad at the same time. Mom calling. Oh, you lying son of a bitch. Oh, that's fucked up. I don't feel sorry for you now. The fuck? What? Rock bottom! Oh, What? Is there a fucking robot? What the fuck? Fuck, so... now there's robots. Fucking hell. This is a pretty good fight scene, to be honest. Like, it's done really well. Nice! Ooh! They're pretty easy to destroy in terms of hitting them. What the fuck? What the fuck? Since when fucking Andy turned into fucking The Rock or Shawn Michaels? Fucking hell. Yeah, they fucking know. Oh, Gary's a fucking trollop. I don't know what that means. I just said it for no reason.
You know what robot means? Of course I do. It's like, hello, I am a robot. It means slave. Believe me. Darren!
They are being followed.
No more making new friends. Ah, gentlemen, the prodigal son's return. What'll it be? One of our guest ales, perchance?
That's the guy from Friday Night Dinner.
What did he say, sir?
Those two look so sketchy.
Taken over by robots, full of blue stuff.
Oh my god.
See? I'm in love with you, Sam. I always
Oh.
have been. It breaks my heart to see you waste your affections on Gary fucking King.
There is nothing between me and Gary King.
Yes, there is. What the fuck? What the fuck? She's got fucking legs for arms. That looks weird. These three are fucking hammered, especially Andy. Oh, they all can hear you, you dickheads. Yeah, but why Newton Haven, some small little town? Snap out of it, you fucking plebs.
Oh, no, just one more song. Gary, she's a blank. Don't be so judgmental. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Don't be such so mental.
Enough's enough. We've got to get out of town. We've got to get beyond it before it's too late.
Oh shit. That's actually kind of creepy. That guy is not O-Man anymore. That guy looks fucking fishy.
So, they're not here to harm us. Far from it, oh man, no. Yeah, but he's trying to say is that...
Andy!
What did I tell you?
Means of persuasion. Now, please.
Come on, Andy. Show who's boss, man. KO'd, bitch.
I fucking hate this town!
Andy wins. Fatality. Andy's on fire in this movie, man. He has some cool fucking fight scenes. Fucking hell, Andy. You're so OP. And they can fucking, oh god, you guys are fucked. You need to get out. You need to get the fuck out of Dodge. Oh, pretty easy to kill though. So I don't think they could be able to take. Well, I guess because they're duplicates, it'd be hard. But you know, how about you meet up with those guys and get the fuck out of Dodge? So stupid.
Killer's fucking recovery and ran off into the night, leaving me to get arrested after 12 hours of life-saving surgery.
Is that what he did? That dick.
There.
Ooh.
That proves I'm human. Proves you're stupid. Exactly.
It proves he's Gary, yeah.
Ow! Yes, Gary. I can't go!
Why are you doing this, Peter? We don't want to hurt you.
Nice. Oh, fuck, run! So is just this town has been covered by fucking robots?
He left you, man. I can't. Andy!
If Andy dies because of you, Gary, I'm gonna give you a fucking belly flop. Like, what are you gonna achieve by doing this golden mile thing? Like, what? What are you gonna get? We'll be on the Guinness World Records, or are you gonna be on a fucking what? What are you gonna do? There's nothing. Nice. Nice. Andy's a fucking badass. Double clothesline. Yeah, baby. Haha.
I want you inside me.
Be careful what you ask for, lady.
There's a reason I'm angry at you. I know why you're angry at me, okay? But it's not my fault that you crashed that car. That's not the point. You let me down, man.
Knock some sense into Gary, Andy. Come on.
You need help, Gary? I can't help. You know what help was? Help was a lot of people sitting in a circle talking about how fucking awful things have got. That is not my idea of a good time. It never got better than that night. That was supposed to be the beginning of my life. All that promise and fucking optimism. That feeling like we could take on the whole universe. Nah. There's only one Gary King.
Atta boy.
Then you have made your choice, Gary, King of the Humans.
Yeah, have. Fuck off, you big lamp.
You
You
are
big
human.
lamp.
You require guidance. There is no room for imperfection.
Hey, Earth isn't perfect, all right? And humans aren't perfect. And guess what? I ain't perfect.
And therein
Man! Stevie man!
Steve.
enough! Enough, humans!
Oh, you are in trouble now. We are more belligerent, more stubborn, and more idiotic than you could possibly be. Not just talking about Gary. Yeah, there's more than one Gary King.
But you said-
I fucking know what I fucking said.
Your reliance on profanity is a It's pointless arguing with you.
Everyone says that about Gary.
To your own devices.
Really?
Yeah.
You just give up. They've all just shut down. Oh, that's funny. They gave up because of Gary King. Get out of here! Come on, get out of here! Come on, do it! Get out! Get out!
Go! Backward!
Fuck! Shit! Acceleration, bitch! Do you have noticed a lot of like these movies? There's a lot of foreshadowing in the events. Like if you look at the beginnings of the movies, there's a lot of foreshadowing.
Everyone remembers where they
It's like in Shaun of the Dead when the guy says to him, "Go live in a shed" or something like that. And that guy lived in the shed, didn't he? At the end.
It isn't easy now, but it is simpler.
A world without technology.
We decided our problems didn't seem as bad in the grand scheme of things. We all had to go organic in a big wave. But if I'm honest, I'm hard pressed to recall any processed foods I actually miss.
Cornetto.
The hell do you think you are?
He's Gary King, mate.
They call me the king.
Well, that's it then. That was the end of the trilogy. The Cornetto trilogy. And you know what? It was a good time. Yet again, you know, 3 good movies. It's very rare in a trilogy you get 3 good movies in a row. The only ones I can think of is, well, you can't say Indiana Jones anymore because you've got Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. You can't say Star Wars now. What other trilogies are there that are good? Damn. I need to think of at least one for the conversation. The Christopher Nolan Batman movies, they're the only ones I can think of right now. I'm sure there's more than that. That have consistent good quality movies in the trilogy. Because normally after the second one, even after the first one, it kind of tampers off after in terms of quality. But the great thing is, even though it's a trilogy, it's not really a trilogy though. It's three different stories with the same filmmakers and actors, pretty much, and it's fresh each time. For example, you got the zombie spoof in Shaun of the Dead. You've got the action movie spoof in Hot Fuzz, and you've got this, which is basically, is it like a sci-fi meet? I don't know really what to call this, to be honest, but yeah, it's a great time. In terms of my favorite ones, I think the first two are better. In terms of I think they have better stories. I think they have better moments, better funny moments, and but this is still a good third movie in this trilogy. And in terms of the story is what you expect out of these kind of movies. They're funny, a bit idiotic, but that's the whole point. It's the irony of it. And I've noticed when I watch these three movies, they have the same kind of formula. They kind of foreshadow the events that's going to happen later on in the film, and it's done very well by the director. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, they play very different characters in this trilogy, and I appreciate that. They could have been the same stereotypical characters throughout the entire trilogy, and that would have been easy to do. But no, for example, Simon Pegg plays Sean, who was a guy who's directionless and he's same routine over and over again of his life, and then he realizes, you know what, I need to do something different. But and the whole zombie apocalypse provokes that idea. And Nick Frost's character is just kind of this bum loser who sells weed, and he's fucking insane. And then Hot Fuzz roles completely different. You got Simon Pegg who's playing this fucking badass police officer who's academically gifted. He's just a badass. And then Nick Frost plays as stupid, who tries to replicate things from an action movie. And then in this one, in The World's End, Nick Frost is this mature guy who's moved on after what happened when he was in high school with Gary King, Steve, Oman, and Peter. And he's just, even though he has his own problems, as it's revealed later on in terms of his wife and his kids, he's obviously moved on. And when it comes to Gary, obviously Gary's living in the past. Gary is the guy who misses those times in high school and wants to replicate it. And he tries his best, and that's his entire priority in this movie. Even if his friends are dying, he wants to finish the Golden Mile and basically end that part of his life. And obviously, you find out some things. For example, he's had some mental problems, and you feel sorry for him as a character, even though he does some really bad things. For example, lying about his mum passing away, trying to lure in Andy to go with him to the World's End thing in Newton Haven, and also when we find out why Andy is so pissed off at Gary when he left Andy behind, when he was, I think something happened to him, his artery, something like that, and he was arrested because they were drinking or whatever. So yeah, in terms of the characters and the story, like the first two movies, it's done very well. And by the end of it, you could tell I was rooting for these characters to survive, and that's important in a movie. For me, I don't care if the movie is a remake. I don't care if it's a sequel. I don't care if it's fucking whatever. It needs to have an interesting characters that I can relate to and root for, or interesting story that keeps me captivated. If you don't have those two simple components, then you lose me as a viewer. And The World's End has those two things very well. And I like the ending because Gary kind of gets what he wants. He gets to live in the past by having these blanks who were the younger version of his friends, because obviously the older versions of them have moved on to other things and become more mature. And you have good cast. You have Martin Freeman. You have the guy who plays Steve. I think he was in Hot Fuzz with the mustache. I think that was him. He has the same kind of face. The guy, one of the detectives. Um, and you have Piers Brosnan, who's obviously in James Bond, and you have the guy from, well, you have Walder Frey from Game of Thrones, and I know that's just not his real name, and you have, it was in Harry Potter too, so you have a really stacked cast, and yeah, I really enjoy this trilogy, guys. I'm glad I watched them, and they were a good time. I have seen Paul, that has Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. That's why I was familiar with these guys beforehand, and that's a funny movie. It's not really a part of the trilogy. It's just it's more of a. These three movies are British movies. Paul's more of an American movie with two British guys in it, and they are the leads in it. But it's not really part of this trilogy. So I knew I had to watch these three movies eventually because I enjoyed Paul so much. You had Seth Rogen voicing the alien Paul. You had Sigourney Weaver. You had Jason Bateman. You had Kristen Wiig, I think that's her name. You had a really good cast in that one too. And I want to see more of these guys in these types of movies. I don't think they should. They should just do like random movies of different, because there's so much they can do, especially these kind of movies, these kind of spoofs, and these kind of. There's still genuine good stories though, and like if I had to pick a favorite, which is gonna be very tough, I think it's Hot Fuzz. I just love Hot Fuzz. I just love how fucking witty, how funny, how obvious certain things are, but it's done with some irony, the foreshadowing of the certain events later on. I just find it such a good time to watch. I love Simon Pegg in that movie. I think he's a badass playing this police officer who needs to basically find out things to do because he's hell bent to being a good police officer, and his chemistry with Nick Frost throughout the entire trilogy is one of the biggest standouts of all time. 100%. They have great chemistry, and it's translated from one movie onto the other, and he plays Nick Frost. He plays this guy who gives. He's not happy with Gary, but by the end of it, he's really trying to help him, and you get a sense of their true friendship. And anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.